Good morning, guys. It's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. All right, we're on day two. Well, not day two, part two of Judge Shackelford when she was a lawyer. It's very exciting. I think this is where we stopped yesterday. It's close if it wasn't. So here we go.
Curtis was there in his truck with police officers.
Curtis Blow, Run DMC.
No.
Okay, who's Curtis?
Curtis Blow.
Curtis was Egypt's boyfriend.
Oh, no. Not Curtis Blow.
Now, you indicated that you had been in Miss Covington's apartment once a week at that time?
Oh, yeah.
All right, I'm going to approach with People's Proposed Exhibit 29B. Ma'am, do you recognize what's in this photo?
Yeah, that's the back door to Egypt's house.
Okay, that's the back door is that the back door you said normally had Christmas lights on it?
Yeah.
Okay. And, does this photo accurately depict how her living room looked in June of 2017?
Yeah, she really just had a couch and the TV and workout stuff.
And obviously this big blacked out area there wouldn't have been there, is that correct?
Right.
But other than that, it accurately looks like it did then?
Yes.
Move for admission of People's Proposed Exhibit 29B.
No objection, for
No
example.
objection.
No objection. That's admitted.
And ma'am, do you see this table that this TV is on?
Yes.
Had that been there at the time in June of 2017?
Yes.
Okay.
Who's here?
And Miss Riley, when you went to that residence on that day, are you also friends with Stephen Edwards and Megan Kopic?
Yes.
Okay, do you on June 23rd when you went to the scene, after you learned of Egypt's death, did you go into Egypt's house on that day?
Not on that day, no.
Did you go into Stephen Edwards' house on that day?
On the 23rd, that Friday, no.
Okay. At some point, do you recall looking in on dogs?
Yes, I did on Saturday. I would have went on there.
Okay, so that would have been the 24th? All right, and can you tell me what you were going there to do?
To let the dogs out on the
Ooh, let the dogs out. Ooh, ooh,
And
ooh, ooh.
you going and do that?
Yeah.
All right, did you see any marijuana in their apartment when you went in?
Yes.
Okay, and can you tell me where you saw it?
If I, again,
In my
if I
pocket.
remember, to the best of my memory, if I remember correctly, there would have been like shaky, not like great marijuana, but shaky marijuana, like in buckets, kind of there, maybe like orange Home Depot buckets to the side, like if you walked into their house, laid out the
Shaky marijuana on that side.
when you walked into their house, it would have been just like kind of by the kitchen. Right, and
Can I just clarify? You're talking about Megan and Steve's.
And Megan and Steve's house,
Thank you.
yes.
And those buckets, you said like, are you talking about like Home Depot, like I don't know how many gallons they are buckets?
5-gallon Home Depot.
All right, and do you recall approximately how many of them there were?
Just a few, maybe 3,
Okay.
4, maybe.
It's as
I just
high as it
want
goes. It's nothing's different. It's at max.
Miss Riley, did you know the phone number for Egypt Covington, in, June, of 2017?
Yes.
Okay, and do you know what that number was?
It ended in 7090.
In just 1 second, Your Honor.
I don't know. Oh. I can't make it any louder, CJ. Yay, Kelly, thank you. Did it show up this time, Kelly? It should have. Did it show up?
No further questions. With Joseph. Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Now, Ms. Briley, you don't know Timothy Moore, right?
No.
And you obviously spent a lot of time with Miss Covington,
Yes.
right? And you spent a lot of time with her back in 2017, right?
Yes.
And during all the time you spent with her, she never mentioned Timothy Moore, right?
No, ma'am.
And you never saw her hanging out or talking to Mr. Moore back in 2017, right?
No, ma'am.
And in fact, you've never seen or heard her talk about Timothy Moore ever, right?
No.
As far as you know, she did not know Mr. Timothy Moore, right?
As far as I know, she did not know Timothy.
And I think previously you've agreed that, like many women, we sometimes develop a type of attraction to certain types of men. And I think previously you indicated she might have a type where she typically liked older white men. Is that right?
Yeah.
Just in general, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And obviously my client does not fit that type of man that she might be attracted to, who might be an older white man, right?
I mean, I don't like to talk for people. Out of her two main relationships, yes, they were older white men. Did she date other men of color or women or other people? Yes. So,
Okay, thank you. You last saw her on June 22nd, 2017, and it was your understanding that Curtis Meadows was going to be moving in with her soon, right?
yes.
Okay, and she, I think, wanted to clean up her house before he moved in, right?
Yes.
Okay. And so you didn't actually see her house on June 22nd, 2017, right?
No.
Okay. And so you don't know what, if any, cleaning she might have done or if she would have moved anything around that day, right?
No. Yeah. I would not have known if she did anything that day. Correct.
Okay. You testified that on June 24th, 2017, you went to take care of Steve Edwards' dogs.
Yes.
In the right side of the duplex, right?
Yes.
Okay, and on that date, you didn't see anything that seemed to be kind of out of place, right?
It looked the same as it always did.
Okay. So nothing was knocked over or anything like that looked as if someone had came in and robbed the place, right?
No.
And there was marijuana that was still there when you went in, right?
Yes.
Okay, but I think you said that marijuana was marijuana shake. Is that correct? How you would describe it?
I mean, yeah. Yes.
Okay. All right. Miss Covington was a well-liked woman, wasn't she?
Yes.
Okay. And
I didn't
as far
fix
as
the
you
dryer
know,
yet. No.
the only person
No
that she
dryer.
had any issues with was a Kenny Mihalik, right?
I mean, everybody had issues with everybody. So, I mean, to say the only person that existed in the world that she had issues with was Kenny McCulloch wouldn't be true. But at the time of her death, for our knowing, yes.
Okay. And you've told that to police before during interviews, right? That you told police that the only person that you could think of in the world that would have issues with her was Kenny, right?
Yes, but also given the stance of the investigation, that was everybody's notion and what they were being given.
So it sounds like what you're saying is that just about everyone thought it was Kenny who murdered her, right?
No, not everybody.
Okay. So it sounds like you're saying most people suspected that it was Kenny who murdered her.
I don't like to speak for other people.
Okay, well, I'm just asking because your testimony said, given the information we had, that's what everybody thought. It was
Given
kind
the
of my
information
understanding.
at the time that we were being given by police, Van Buren police, that was what the notion was. But I understand that things change over time too.
Back in 2017, not many people had the code to Miss Covington's front door, did they?
No.
Okay, you didn't have the code to her front door back in 2017, right?
No.
Okay, but Kenny did have the code to her front door back in 2017,
I
right?
can't guarantee that.
Okay, so if you told police in previous interviews that you knew that Kenny had the code to her front door,
I said
Is that
in
true?
previous interviews I believed he should have it, but I said I didn't know then
Okay.
too.
So is your testimony today then that you believe that he likely had her code back in 2017?
Yes.
Okay. And do you also believe that he, back in 2017, watched her dog Ruby a lot?
Yes.
Okay. And he, in fact, watched her dog while she was out of town, right?
Yes.
And that was in her house, right?
I don't know for sure.
Okay. There were some arguments between Kenny and Miss Covington about a Tina Fitzsimmons. Are you aware of those?
Not like the degree of them or like what was said, if you will.
Okay, but you're aware that there was,
Arguments, yes.
okay. You're also aware that about a month before Miss Covington's death, Kenny, I'm sorry, strike that. You're aware about a month before Miss Covington's death that she got into a car accident, right?
Yes.
Okay. I can relate. I have bad luck with cars, so I understand that.
Same.
And after crashing her car, it's your understanding that she drove Kenny's spare car.
Yes,
Right.
like a Mercury or something, if I remember, maybe a Buick.
Okay. And then shortly before her death, it's your understanding that Kenny paid for a down payment for her to get a new vehicle, right?
Yes, or helped her with one.
Okay. All right. So he gave her some money to get a new vehicle, right?
Yes.
Okay. And she actually drove that new vehicle to the yoga class you all did together on June 22nd, 2017, right?
Yes.
Okay. And it was your understanding that they weren't dating on June 22nd, 2017, right? Her and Kenny.
They were not dating.
Okay. And did you find it strange that they weren't dating, but he was giving her money for a car?
She said that they were still friends.
Objection, hearsay.
I'm not asking, my question didn't call for hearsay. I'm asking for her opinion, but
Give me the question again.
my question was, did you find it strange that they weren't dating, yet he gave her money for a down payment on the car?
What's your objection?
Well, I was more objecting to the response to the question where she started the question with, she said.
Oh, yeah. She asked for your opinion.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
you can give her your opinion, but not what Ms.
Okay.
Covington said.
Okay.
Understand?
Yeah, that makes sense. They were friends.
Was it your understanding that Kenny wanted to be more than friends with Miss Covington?
I don't know.
Okay, so based on your conversations with Miss Covington, you have no idea whether Kenny wanted to date her or not.
And Your Honor, I guess I'm going to object to hearsay.
Well, it's already asked and answered. She said she doesn't know.
Yeah, and I can't answer it without saying she said.
It's,
I'll move on. Kenny and Miss Covington, they had some fights that you're aware of, right?
Yes.
Okay, and there were times when Kenny punched holes in walls, right? Sorry, what was it?
Yes.
Okay. And there were many times when he would drink, become intoxicated, and fight with Miss Covington, right?
Yes. Yes. I saw him drink, but again, this is like a she said situation. I think that's traveling that way.
Okay, I'm just asking.
Okay. No, I want to make
question.
sure I answer it right too, so you know.
Okay. And were you at the Strawberry Festival a week before Miss Covington's death with her?
No.
In your opinion, was Miss Covington physically strong?
Yes.
Nothing further, Judge. Thank you.
Mr. Goldstein.
Thank you.
Ms. Briley, in the time prior to her death, Ms. Cummings' death, did you ever hear her use the name Shandon Groom?
No.
I'm going to ask you to look at the gentleman seated on your left side from where you're sitting, my right side. You ever seen this gentleman before?
No.
No, never saw him around Egypt or around the house or anything like that.
Not to my memory, sir.
Okay, I have nothing further.
Ms. Watt.
I just have a couple of questions, if you don't mind.
Thank you.
How are you this afternoon?
Good, and yourself?
I'm well, thank you. You've indicated that you were at Ms. Covington's home on the 24th. Would that be fair to say that
Yeah.
you were there?
Yes, ma'am.
prior to the 24th, do you recall when the last time you had been in her home?
I wouldn't be able to give you a date, probably sometime prior that week.
Okay. And when you say you were at her home, did you go inside of her home?
Yes.
Can we just have clarification are you asking about the 24th or the week before?
The week before.
Okay.
She said the week before.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Any
Just
redirect?
one. On the 24th, you were just asked, did you go into Miss Covington's home? On the 24th, did you go into her home?
No.
All right, did you go to the duplex?
Yes.
But whose house did you go into?
Megan Kopic and Steve Edwards' house.
Okay, I have no further questions.
Officer Garcia, you can go with the officer, and you're free to leave.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Shackelford, who's your next witness?
I'm looking right now.
Oh,
Just
okay.
see who I have out there. I
Yep,
just
no,
need
that's
1
fine.
second.
Got to use the bathroom.
Back in 2017, an individual named Egypt Covington.
Yes, that's my sister.
Okay.
Right here, ma'am.
Yes.
Call in
Could
sick.
raise your right
Don't
hand.
go to work.
Solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you'll give in this matter will be the truth, so help you God.
Yes, ma'am.
Have a seat, and then if you're comfortable, you can take off your mask.
Oh, I can?
Yeah, but
Okay.
if you want to leave it on, you can, but it's your choice.
Okay, thank you.
Whatever, you're welcome.
Good, almost afternoon. Good morning, ma'am. Can you state your name for the record?
I am Caitlin Elizabeth Creed.
Okay, so is Covington still part of your last name?
I know, but it will be changed against me.
Okay,
It's my
Um,
maiden name.
and Cree is CREE?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, ma'am, do you know an individual, or did you know back in 2017 an individual named Egypt Covington?
Yes, that's my sister.
Okay, and when we say Egypt Covington, was Egypt a nickname?
Yes, it was one of her middle names.
All right, do you know what her full name was?
Jacqueline Elizabeth Egypt Covington.
And what was her relationship to you?
That was my sister. I was adopted in 2006. 5, yeah.
So did you grow up with Miss Covington?
Yes, I've known her since I was 15.
And what was your relationship like with Miss Covington in the summer of 2017?
She was my best friend.
Did you see her regularly?
Yes, ma'am. She was the goddaughter to my child, and she would watch her regularly.
Your Honor, I'm sorry.
Gia, Ms. Cree,
Yes,
I know it's, the microphone in front of you does not amplify, it only
okay.
records. And everyone in the courtroom has to hear you, so you're gonna have to keep your voice a little bit
Oh.
up.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
My apologies.
No, yes, so just loud and clear.
Yes, ma'am.
So you indicated that you had a very close relationship with Miss Covington that summer of 2017.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you reside locally at that time?
I did. I lived in Canton.
Did you go to her home?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you know how, from June 22nd of 2017, do you know how far back it would have been that you went to her home the last time?
I saw her right after our family vacation. So it was like right after we got back from that. So it was like the end of May when we got back.
And when you say family vacation, was this a big family vacation?
Yeah, it was all, well,
When you,
my sister Jessica, my parents in Egypt and I.
okay.
So yes.
And do you know when that trip would have been?
It was like around May 17th.
And when you got back from that trip, you indicated that's the last time you went to Miss Covington's residence?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and this is a duplex she resides at?
Yes, ma'am.
And let me ask you, have you ever personally with your own eyes or your own ears ever witnessed a fight between, or an argument or dispute between Kenny Mihalik and Egypt Covington?
No, only what she told me.
Okay. And have you ever witnessed any arguments or disputes, or heard or seen any arguments or disputes with a man named Curtis Meadows?
No, ma'am.
Just what you've been told, if anything?
No, she never complained about Curtis.
Had you ever been around Miss Covington and Kenny?
Yes.
All right. And you've never seen any blow-ups or arguments between them while you were with them?
No, ma'am, I did not.
Ma'am, do you see the three men dressed in green in this courtroom today?
Yes.
Okay, do you know any of these individuals?
No, ma'am, I do not.
All right. Have you ever seen any of them before, other than maybe what you've seen on TV since this case started?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Had you ever seen Miss Covington interact or hang out with any of these three individuals?
No, ma'am.
Miss Covington, do you recall, did you have contact with Miss Covington on June 22nd of 2017?
Yes, ma'am.
And can you tell me what was the nature of that contact?
It was through Snapchat.
All right, did she send you a Snapchat, or was it?
She sent me some, and then there was a few on her story.
All right, and do you know the Snapchat she was sending you, do you still have those?
I just have the one I took from her story.
Okay, and is that because, why don't you have the ones that she sent you?
Because I couldn't replay them. Or I
Okay,
would.
Snapchat kind of disappears?
Yes, the story one was the only one that was left.
Okay, and sometime on June 23rd of 2017, did you learn that something had happened to your sister?
Yes.
All right, and do you know, when you learned that something had happened, where did you go? What did you?
Thank you. Thank you, Martha. I fixed it. If it happens again, it'll show up.
do?
I went straight to her home.
Okay. And when you went to her home, did you go in the house?
No, I was not allowed.
All right. Do you know approximately what time it would have been that you were out front of that house?
Around 9.
Okay. And were there police officers available or around the scene?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Were there other friends and family members outside the scene, if you recall?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And is that when you would have taken a copy of that Snapchat?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And do you recall what date she sent or posted this Snapchat on her story?
June 22nd.
Okay. And do you know approximately what time it was posted or what time you saw it?
I saw it early in the morning on the 23rd before I went to work is when I originally saw it, and it says like the hours of when it was posted.
All right. And when you took the photograph of it, did it also say how many hours ago it was posted?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Approaching, Your Honor, with people's proposed Exhibit 8. Do you recognize this photograph, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
And what am I looking at here?
Well, this is the date and the time of which I took the screenshot itself.
Okay, let me ask you this. This picture that's in here, is this a screenshot of your phone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we see up at the top a date of June 23rd, 2017 at 9:12 p.m. What did you do at that time?
I was at her house in front, I think I just talked to Lieutenant Bazzi, and I was about to give my statement.
Okay, and what am I looking at on this Snapchat?
Well, she was watching a movie.
Who's she?
Egypt was watching a movie. I know it says Eliza, but that was my nickname for her. She even had it tattooed on her body.
Okay, so you called you called Miss Covington Eliza.
Yes, and she called me Eliza because of our middle names.
And is that how you had her saved in your device?
That's how I still have her saved in my device.
Okay. And so do you recognize what is in this Snapchat?
I know that this is her TV on her stand. I don't know what movie this is, but
Okay.
this is her TV on her stand.
And did she write anything on the Snapchat?
Yes, I effing love this movie.
Okay. And down here at the bottom, just so we're clear, there's like a bunch of looks
So-
like photographs. Is that just from your
That's my
phone?
phone, yeah, I wanted to make sure that we could see this of when I took the Snapchat, because it does say 22 hours. So I wanted to make sure that the time was also included in the picture.
Okay, so the time you took the photo was 9:12.
Yes, ma'am.
And at that point, Snapchat said it was 22 hours ago that she had posted that.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And did you provide this to law enforcement?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, move for admission of People's Proposed Exhibit 8.
No objection for exam purposes.
Your Honor, I'd like an offer of relevant. Wait, how is this relevant?
I think it's highly relevant, Your Honor. It goes to the timeline when Egypt Covington is last interacting with her.
For purposes
her
of
device.
what, you know, in her last communication, at least on her phone. Ms. Watt,
No objection for example.
I'll admit it for exam purposes.
Thank you. And I just want one more question. You indicated that this is the you recognize this as the table her TV sat on?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And so in your opinion, this photograph would have been taken by Egypt in her home?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll just save one. Do you recall, did you have Miss Covington saved in your phone or a contact in your phone back in 2017?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you recall what her phone number was back in 2017?
I only have her personal number memorized. She did have 2 cell phones.
All right.
It's 7, oh, do you want me to?
Yep, go ahead and tell me what that number was.
734.
730?
Yes.
And ma'am, you indicated Miss Covington had 2 phones?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and you were aware of that.
Yes, ma'am.
The 7090, what phone was that?
That was her personal.
All right, and the other phone that she had, did you have that phone saved in your phone?
It is still saved in my phone. I just do not have it memorized.
And what was the nature of that other phone?
It was her work phone.
All right, and do you know where she worked in 2017?
Rave.
Right, okay, and what's that company?
It's a beer and wine distributor.
So she had a work phone and a personal phone.
Yes, ma'am.
And the 7090, when you contacted Miss Covington, is that the number you would generally use to contact her?
Yes, ma'am.
No further questions.
Ms. Joseph.
Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
You testified earlier, you don't know my client, Mr. Timothy Moore, right?
Correct.
And you have never heard Miss Covington talk about a Timothy Moore, have you?
No, ma'am.
Okay. You've never heard about Miss Covington hanging out with Timothy Moore, right?
Correct.
Okay, and you've never heard about Miss Covington hanging out with other people who were with Timothy Moore, right?
Correct.
As far as you know, Miss Covington did not know Mr. Moore, right?
She knew a lot of people that I did not know. So, correct.
Now, Snapchat, I'm guessing you're familiar with it.
Yes, ma'am.
Like most people these days, right? Now, Snapchats can actually be posted after the time that they're taken, right?
Yes, now, I don't remember back in 2017 if we could do that or not.
Okay, but in general, a Snapchat could be posted at a different time than when it's taken, right?
Yes.
Okay, and you weren't with Miss Covington on June 22nd, 2017, right?
Correct.
So you don't actually know when this Snapchat was or was not taken, right?
Correct.
And the Snapchat, it says 22 hours ago, right?
Yes, ma'am.
But Snapchat doesn't say, 22.25 hours ago, right? It rounds up or down typically, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we don't know if this was 22 hours and 59 minutes ago, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and Snapchat wouldn't say if it was 22 hours and 59 minutes ago, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you didn't talk to Ms. Covington on June 22nd, 2017, right?
I didn't talk to her.
Yes.
Just through Snapchat earlier in the evening. I go to bed super early. I work early in the morning, so.
Okay. Other than this Snapchat, this was the only communication you had with Ms. Covington on June 22nd, 2017, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And was this sent to you or posted on her story?
That one was posted on her story.
And you had no phone calls or text messages with Ms. Covington on June 22nd, 2017, right?
Correct. I had to think about that just because I had an interview on the 23rd.
Okay. Did you have conversations with her on June 21st, 2017?
If you recall.
If I recall, I believe so, because it was discussing my job interview.
Okay. Was there anything that stood out to you about that conversation you had with her on June 21st, 2017?
No,
Was it strictly about your job interview, or did you talk about other things?
strictly my job interview.
You testified that she has two phones, a work and a personal phone,
Yes, ma'am.
right? What does the work phone look like? Let's start with what type of phone is it?
It was an Apple.
Okay, what color?
Believe black. I'm not for sure. She had cases on her phones.
Okay, what did the case look like?
It
on
was
her
black.
work phone?
Black, I believe.
Okay, did it have any markings on it?
Not that I can recall.
Okay, what about her personal phone? What kind of phone was her personal phone?
It was also an iPhone.
What color, if you know?
No, I can't recall.
Do you recall if she kept a case on her phone?
Yes, she always dropped things. So normally,
I can
yes,
relate.
ma'am, she did.
Okay.
I mean, occasionally she would, but for the most part, yes.
And what did the case look like, if you recall?
I don't recall.
Don't recall. Okay. Nothing further, Judge.
Mr.
No questions,
Goldstein?
Your Honor.
Ms. Watt?
No question.
Any redirect?
No, Your Honor.
Officer Garcia? If you go with Officer Rapp,
Yes, ma'am.
he'll take you out, and you're free.
Thank you.
Ms. Shackelford, who's your next witness?
Your Honor, we're looking right now. We're gonna call, Agent, David Face.
Agent,
David, normal spelling, Face, F-A-C-E.
also normal spelling.
Yes. Yep, okay.
Judge, can I?
Hello, this is Clerk Palmer here.
You can.
Okay.
There's one in there.
There's one right in here.
Mhm. It's in the jury room. Is he getting the neck? I have the minutes for tomorrow too, on top of the files. Give to them and give to the county, and the minutes for tomorrow and for Thursday. Yeah. I think they're all signed here. Today.
I'm gonna switch this while we're waiting.
This we have to get, those guys are less of an issue for police than the county.
Oh, that's the county.
Mr. Right?
There, that's better, right?
So,
I hate fast forwarding.
yeah.
My name's David
See?
Face, and
Go ask the MSP if they've got another, officer, they got a separation issue, but if they've got another officer, they could pick them up. Do you know what I'm saying? Can you raise your right hand?
Shut up, JK.
yes, ma'am.
Solemnly swear affirm the testimony you'll give in this matter will be the truth, so help you God.
Yes, ma'am.
Have a seat, agent. And your social distance, so you can leave the mask on if you want, but if you want to take it off, you
Okay.
can.
May I?
Go ahead, Ms. Shackelford.
Thank you. Sir, can you tell me your name and your employment capacity?
My name's David Bass, and I'm a parole agent for the Michigan Department of Corrections out of Lenawee County.
Okay. And back in 2017, did you have a parolee by the name of Timothy Moore?
I did, ma'am.
This is not an objection, but Judge, normally if this were a trial situation, I'd obviously be asking for a limiting instruction or something along those lines. But at this time, we would just ask the court to not consider any factors
Of his,
thank you,
whatever his
of his
incarceration
status at
was.
that time. Thank you.
Absolutely.
You indicated that you had a parolee by the name of Timothy Moore.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you meet with him face to face?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you see him in the courtroom today?
I do.
We would stipulate to identification, Judge.
So stipulated.
Gentleman on the left-hand side.
She's agreeing.
Okay.
So we know you know.
Gotcha.
So how, back in June of 2017,
Mhm.
let me ask you it this way. When did you start supervising Timothy Moore?
November 22nd, 2016.
Okay. And how long did that continue?
He discharged from parole September 4th, 2018.
And over that time that you had Mr. Moore as a parolee, did he provide you with contact information?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and specifically, can you tell me the number, tell me the number that he provided to you that you had first in your file?
Yes, ma'am. May I refer to my file, Your Honor?
Sure. Go ahead.
Okay. I have the first number he provided to me on parole was 517-918-5733. A secondary number he gave me, 513. I also have 513 and 517.
And let me ask you specifically about the phone number 513-568-8723. Over the course of you supervising Mr. Moore, had you ever had contact with him on that phone number?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and would you call him or would he call you or both?
Both.
And when you called that number, did Mr. Moore answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Just one second, Judge. I have no further questions.
Ms. Joseph?
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
You testified just now that the 513-568 number was provided as a secondary number. What does that mean?
If it was a cell phone he gave me, because at the time we also had the 517-918-5733 number as well.
Okay, so the 517 number was his primary number that he gave you, right?
It was the number he had when he came out on parole to live with his wife at the time.
Okay.
I wouldn't say it was primary. It was the first number he had when he came out on parole.
Do you really know which number was primary in June of 2017?
In June? Well, in June, I believe yes. Okay, so the 517-918-5733 and 513-568-8723 were both numbers I had for Mr. Moore.
And that was in June of 17?
That's correct.
Okay, when did you have contact with Mr. Moore on the 513-568 number?
It would have been numerous times. I don't have time stamps or anything like that, but between January 19th of 17 and June 2nd of 17.
Okay, so, and I'm sorry, you said June 2nd
Yes,
of
ma'am.
17?
Correct.
Okay, so you don't have any records.
I'm gonna stop you for one minute. What's significant about June 2nd?
He had moved at the time. It would have been on June 2nd, he provided a new residence, and at that time he provided me with a different phone number.
So,
No, go ahead, Judge.
Ms. Joseph.
No.
So after June 2nd, you didn't have any contact with him from the 8723 number?
Not that I'm aware of, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm just curious. Go ahead, Ms.
Okay.
Joseph.
So on June 2nd, just so we're all clear, June
Yes, ma'am.
2nd, 2017, Mr. Moore gave you a new phone number,
Yes, ma'am.
right? Okay, and after June 2nd, 2017, you had contact with Mr. Moore on a different number, not that 513-568 number.
To my knowledge, yes, ma'am.
Okay, and to your knowledge, you did not have any contact with Mr. Moore after June 2nd, 2017 on that 513 number.
Ma'am, both two of the numbers I gave you were 513.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm talking about
8723, the one that we've been discussing.
the 56.
To my knowledge, ma'am, that's correct.
Okay, great. And it's pretty common in yours and my industry here for people to change phone numbers, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Nothing further, Judge.
I have no questions. Your Honor.
Ms. Watt,
No questions, Your Honor.
any follow-up, Ms. Shackelford?
None, Your Honor.
Thank you, Agent Pace. You're free to leave.
Thank you.
You can go with Officer Garcia. Next witness, Ms. Shackelford. Just do all.
We can take all three, man.
Oh, okay, perfect. Oh, they're not gonna. Oh, they're
Yeah.
You need to pick all three of them up to her. Okay. I don't have a mitt though.
The others were taken out.
These guys are taken out on a writ of habeas. I wonder if they can do all three, if we could have Mariah do a writ. Yeah, Ms. Watt, Ms. Joseph.
Yeah, no problem, Judge.
Yes,
Whatever time you need.
Yeah, if you can be here around 8-ish, so because I think they're gonna get them here by 7:30, then we can, then hopefully that'll push us through. Ms. Shackelford, is that good with you?
I'll be here, Judge.
Just wanted to make sure it doesn't mess up any of your witness times, if you can.
I'm trying to, Judge, I didn't realize we would go as quickly as we were going, but I did promise you I wasn't gonna belabor it.
I wasn't gonna let you belabor it, so it's.
But Judge, I do have a few, I think we might finish tomorrow. But I might.
I always thought that, but we'll see.
Never know.
Mr. Edwards, but we'll figure it out though. You're good. Can you raise your right hand? Solemnly swear from the testimony you'll give in this matter will be the true self of God.
Yes, ma'am.
Have a seat and you can leave the mask on if you want, but you are social distance. So if you want to take it off, you can. Some people say, you never know how to read people. Some people whip it right off and.
Good afternoon, sir. Can you state your name for the record?
Stephen Michael Edwards.
Okay. Mr. Edwards, I want to ask you, back in 2017, did you know a person by the name of Egypt Covington?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and can you tell me how it was you knew her?
She lived with me.
All right, when you say she lived with you, did she live in a house with you?
No, she lived in the duplex next door.
Okay, and can you tell me the address of that duplex?
45576 Hall Road,
All right, and what do you know, is that in Van Buren Township?
Van Buren Township,
Michigan.
Michigan.
Okay. So I want to take your attention back to June of 2017. Can you tell me, sir, did you have any plans on or about June 22nd of 2017?
Yes, we go to Electric Forest Music Festival. It's in Rockbury, Michigan.
Okay, and is this how long does this festival go?
5-6 days, from Wednesday to Monday.
Okay, and do you recall so Wednesday would have been June 21st, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you recall, did you leave your residence on that date?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and who went with you?
Megan Kopic drove with me, and then we met other friends there.
So, let me ask you this, when you're leaving, what day would you have generally come back?
We usually came back either Sunday or Monday morning.
All right. And when you went to this festival, did Miss Covington ever go with you?
She had previously, years prior.
All right. Was there any reason why she didn't go with you this year, if you know?
She didn't go with us this year because she had just traveled with her family. She just got back from vacation. So she had started a new job. She didn't want to miss any more time off work.
All right. When you say this year, we're talking about 2017.
Yes.
Okay. And in your friends group or in your social group, were you secretive about going on this trip?
No.
All right. Did you post anything on Facebook about going?
I did. I posted tickets for sale.
And did you have a lawn service that cut the lawn of your duplex?
I did.
All right. And in 2017?
Yes, ma'am.
And can you tell me, what was that lawn service?
A&J Lawn Care.
All right. And A&J Lawn Care, do you know who owns that business?
Yes, one of the owners is my best friend, Antoine Jordan.
All right. And do you know who else runs that?
Johnny Warren.
Okay. And were they cutting your lawn in the summer of 2017?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you recall if that lawn service came to cut your lawn on June 21st of 2017?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and so you do recall?
Yes, ma'am.
Did they come and cut it?
They cut the grass on that Wednesday. I left because I had my vehicle parked in the front yard, putting things in the car from the house. They came in and asked me to move the vehicle, so I remember they were there that day.
Okay, so as you're packing up, this lawn service is there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, do you know anyone else that worked for that lawn service in 2017?
I know a couple of the employees, yes.
Okay, do you see any of them present in court today?
Yes.
All right, can you tell me who you see and who you recognize?
Shane Evans worked for A&J Lawn Care.
Okay, would he generally be one of the people that would come and cut your lawn?
Yes.
Do you specifically recall if he was there on June 21st?
I cannot remember because it's been so far, but it's very likely.
Okay, and you indicated that you were friends with Johnny Warren, right?
Yes.
Were you friends with Antoine Jordan, the other owner? Yes? All right, were you friends with Shane Evans?
No.
Did you ever have Johnny Warren and Antoine Jordan in your house?
Yes.
Did you ever have Shane Evans in your house?
No.
All right. Did you ever smoke weed with Shane Evans?
If I did, it was in passing and never in the house.
All right. Let me ask you a little bit about this duplex. So Miss Covington would have lived on if I'm walking in, she would have been on the left side?
Yes, ma'am.
And you lived on the right side?
Yes, ma'am.
And who'd you live there with?
Megan Copper.
All right. And that exterior door that you would walk in before you get into the two interior doors, did that door have any sort of special lock on it?
No, ma'am.
All right. Did you generally keep that door locked or unlocked?
It was hit or miss, honestly, depending on the time of the day and who was working and who wasn't. It was a
Your
very
Honor,
likely chance.
excuse me, I'm sorry, but his voice is trailing
Yeah.
off.
Can you make sure you keep your voice up? Thank you.
It's very likely the door would have been unlocked.
Okay. And the two
Your
interior.
Honor, I'm going to object to some of these answers because we're getting answers like very likely, which is speculative. And so I'm going to object.
All right. Your Honor, I'll rephrase.
Thank you.
Did you have a habit or a pattern with respect to that exterior door between you and the other residents of that duplex?
Usually how it worked was the last person home at the evening locked the very exterior door. So most of the time during the day or even into the evening, the doors would be unlocked.
And the interior doors, did they have any sort of locks or security on them?
Yes, ma'am. They had numerical locks.
Okay. And did yours have a code and then Miss Covington's have a code?
Both doors had locks.
All right. And when Miss Covington, did she stay home now in 2017?
Yes, ma'am.
And was she going to do anything for you?
Yes.
You gotta let me finish. Okay, it's okay. I know it's like a conversation, but it's just easier. So over this trip, when you go to the Forest Festival on the 21st, had you had an agreement with Miss Covington about her performing any tasks for you?
Yes, while she was home, she was going to take care of the dogs.
Okay, and had she taken care of the dogs before?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and when we say dogs, do you have some puppies?
Yeah, I had puppies at that time, yes.
Okay, and generally, let me ask you, was it what was the habit or the pattern that you and Miss Covington and Miss Kopic had with respect to the interior doors?
The interior doors usually remained open while we were home. We were more as, roommates than cohabiting. So when we were home in the evenings, we would generally, if we were all home, we would lock the outside door and leave the two interior doors unlocked or open. And we would travel between either side, cooking on one and eating on the other, or vice versa. Or they were generally, it was open doorway both ways.
All right, and did Miss Covington have a dog?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and how did her dog interact with your dogs?
They got along great.
All right. So would there have been a pattern or a habit with respect to allowing the dogs to kind of run back and forth?
Yeah. They would have had the free roam of the whole house.
And when you say the whole house, you mean both sides of the duplex?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Edwards, did you have a marijuana business in 2017?
I wasn't a business, I was a caregiver, yes.
Okay, well,
Yes.
so you were a caregiver?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you licensed with the state?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, did you grow marijuana?
Yes.
Do you recall how many patients you had?
Personally, I worked for someone else. They had full patient cards, which would have been 72 plants, 5 patients, one of their own. Myself, I would have probably had between 1 and 3 cards.
Okay, so that would have been 12 plants
12
per
to 36,
patient?
something like that.
Okay. And did you, so you had you had patients that would get marijuana from you?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you grow that marijuana in your home?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Did you have marijuana in your home?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you recall if you had marijuana in your home on June 22nd, 2017?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you or didn't you?
Yes, ma'am. I did.
Sir, I want to ask you, did you have another incident in early 2017 of someone coming in your house for marijuana?
I had something come up missing, yes.
Okay, so what was it that came up missing?
It would have been extract to make edibles.
All right, so some sort of wax or
Yes.
butter?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and do you know where would you have kept that in your house?
It would have been in a Home Depot pail, which would have been in the laundry room.
Okay, and did you keep anything in your cupboards?
There was 3 ounces of smokable flour within the cupboard.
And did you normally keep marijuana in your cupboard area?
Yes.
And people that you let in, I'm assuming it wasn't just Johnny Warren and Antoine Jordan, right? Did you let other people in your house?
There, we had family and friends, yeah.
And would they have known where you keep
Yes.
this marijuana?
Yes.
Okay, was it common knowledge?
Yeah.
Sir, so you said you kind of left them open and used this duplex as kind of one house, more like roommates?
Yes, ma'am.
So were you in Miss Covington's home regularly?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you aware if she had any Christmas lights as decorations in her home?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and before June 22nd, when's the last time you went into her apartment prior to the finding the homicide?
It would have been right before we left, like Tuesday or Wednesday before we left.
All right, and do you recall, did she have Christmas lights up at that time?
Yes, ma'am.
And where were those Christmas lights up?
Over the back door.
And what room is that back door in your
The
house?
common state living area, living room, dining room.
Can I, Your Honor? Thank you. Judge, can I see? All right, sir. This is People's Exhibit 9. You recognize that?
Yes, ma'am.
Are those the lights she had up?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you see in People's 29B, this door?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that the door that those lights are on? Do you
Yes,
know?
ma'am.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I need her to treat someone as hostile, please.
No further questions.
Ms. Joseph?
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Hello, ma'am.
You don't know Mr. Timothy Moore, do you?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And he's never been to your house before?
Not that I know of.
And he's never purchased marijuana from you before, right? You've never smoked marijuana with him before.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Fair to say you've never talked to him before.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You're not Facebook friends with Mr. Moore, right?
No.
Okay. Now, can you, when this investigation originally started, it's my understanding that you had a very high suspicion that it was a Kenny Mihalik, right?
I was questioned very specifically by the Van Buren Police Department and answered questions very specifically in turn. So the questions I answered were directly related to Kenny Mihalik, yes.
Okay, and you told police before that you thought it was Kenny, right?
I told police based on my thoughts that I would assume that it would be the angry boyfriend, yes.
Okay. And by angry, you mean because he was often angry with Miss Covington, right?
It just, there wasn't a lot of people that had any ill feelings towards Miss Covington, so there was just process of elimination.
And it was also because Miss Covington and Kenny had some loud fights at times, right?
They did.
And there was specifically a time when Kenny was punching a hole in Miss Covington's wall, and you actually came in to her house, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And when you came in, he stopped and left, right?
He stopped. He didn't
Okay.
leave.
Oh, he didn't leave?
No.
Okay. All right. Was there a time when you saw Kenny pull a gun out?
Yes, years prior.
Okay. And was that a confrontational situation?
Yes.
Okay. And so from your perspective, and I'm sorry, was Miss Covington there that day? Okay.
This is years before Egypt was even around.
Okay. But you did see him pull a gun out on another person.
I seen him pull a gun out around other people, yes. It wasn't really on anybody when he did brandish a gun.
And it was during an argument, right?
It was during an argument, not particularly pertaining to him, but yes.
Okay, so it was during an argument that he wasn't even involved in, and he pulled
I
his
mean,
gun
he was
out.
involved. It was at his mother's house, but yeah, it was,
But he wasn't the one arguing?
No.
Okay. And you're aware that Kenny and Miss Covington had a very loud public fight at the Strawberry Festival a week before her death, right?
yes, ma'am.
Okay, and that fight was about Curtis Meadows moving in with Miss Covington, right?
I'm not totally positive. She didn't discuss that with me. It was kind of one of those things. I didn't find out till right before I left that even had happened. So
Okay, but you do know they had a loud public
I
fight
do
a
know
week
that from
before.
third party afterwards, yes.
Okay, and that was a week before her death, right? Okay. And you're also aware that Miss Covington, she had some prior drunk driving type issues, and she couldn't get her own insurance, so she had Kenny put her in car insurance in her name, right?
You know better than me on that, man.
Okay, so if you told police that, did you know when you told
I
police
know
that? I'm sorry, and the way, just for the court.
Go ahead and you ask. You can't both talk at the same
Yeah,
time. So
it's just for
let
the
her
court.
ask, and if you want to clear it up, Ms. Shackelford, okay, go ahead.
Okay, so if you told police back, well, let me start over. You've been interviewed by police multiple times, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and if you told police that Miss Covington had some DUIs and she could not get her own insurance, so she needed Kenny to get her insurance, and Kenny had her insurance, is that a true statement?
Yeah, she needed help getting insurance, yes.
Okay, and Kenny got her the car insurance, right?
I think so, yes.
Okay. And that was right around the June of 2017. She was still on his insurance then, right?
I believe so.
Okay. Kenny watched Miss Covington's dog, Ruby, a lot, right?
Yes.
And it is if, in your opinion, he was familiar with the dog, right? Okay. And he had the key code to her front door, right?
Yes.
Kenny being key. Yes, okay. You all, as Ms. Shackelford asked you all were very open about going to Electric Forest that year,
Yes,
right? And you talked about going to Electric Forest at a time when Kenny was around, didn't you?
Yes, ma'am.
So,
Guilty. Guilty. This one, the one in between the Twitch chat and me, right beside me, right here, he's guilty. Because he's writing on a legal pad normal. He flips the page over. And then instead of just continuing writing on the legal pad, he turns it over. And now he's writing on the paper that's flipped over on the back. which actually saves paper, but how's she gonna read that? Like, she's gonna have to flip it over, flip it upside down. Psychopath, guilty. It's over. We can just stop now. We heard enough.
You're openly discussing going to Electric Forest, the dates you're going, and Kenny is there listening to the conversation, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And is Electric Forest, is that something you go to every year?
Generally, yes.
Okay. And when you've gone previously, Miss Covington's gone with you, right?
She had one with us previously, yes.
Okay. And when she went with you, was she friends in some capacity with Kenny?
Yes.
Okay. Now, Mr. Meadows, Curtis Meadows, he never really hung out at your house a whole lot, did he?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And in your opinion, did you think it was maybe, of course, you respected Miss Covington's decisions. She was like a sister to you, but it was maybe a little unexpected that he was moving in at that point in time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But she was a very strong person,
Yes.
Miss Covington was, right? Okay. Is it fair? Now, I think you've previously described her in comparison to Mr. Evans and said that Mr. Evans is like a paperclip to Miss Covington, right?
Yes.
Okay, and what you mean by that is that Miss Covington is a strong
Yes.
woman, right? Okay. Mr. Evans, he never has came in your house, as far as you know, right?
Not that I know of.
Okay. He's never bought marijuana from your house? You've never sold him marijuana at your house? Have you ever sold him marijuana?
No.
Okay. Have you ever sold Mr. Moore marijuana?
No.
Have you ever talked to Mr. Moore about buying, selling, anything related to marijuana?
No.
Okay. Have you ever talked to Mr. Evans about buying, selling, or anything related to marijuana?
No.
And as far as you know, Mr. Evans didn't have the key code to your house, right?
Not that I know of. No.
And he didn't have a key to your front door, right? You saw Mr. Evans after he was involved in a car accident, right?
Yes.
And it was your understanding he was involved in that car accident with Mr. Moore, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you actually saw him walking with a cane in June of
Yes.
2017, right?
I don't know if it was June of 2017, but I did see him walking with a cane after the day.
Okay. And it was sometime in 2017.
Sometime in
Right.
the summer of, yes.
And from your perspective, he looked pretty banged up, right? He looked,
Initially, yes.
okay, initially, great. Now, when you left for Electric Forest in June of 2017, you left a TV on, you left a light on, and you left your car in the driveway, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you did that so it looked like someone was at the house, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So as far as you know, if someone was passing by, they would see the TV, the light on, and the car in the driveway, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You can't miss that when you're driving by your house, right? Okay. And so even if someone came from your backyard somehow, they would still see that TV on, the light on, and the car in the driveway, right?
From the backyard, you'd be able to see the light on. You wouldn't be able to see the TV. You wouldn't be able to see the car.
Okay. Were you doing some construction
There
on your
was
house
construction,
addition?
yes.
Okay. And could you see that construction going on from the backyard?
Yes.
Okay, so if someone were to look in, the back door, they would see kind of like a construction site. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. You wouldn't be able to see any marijuana by looking in the back door, would you?
No.
Okay. And especially not the marijuana in the cupboard. You wouldn't be able to see that from looking in the back door, would you?
Okay.
And from looking in the front doors, you wouldn't be able to see any marijuana, would you?
No, ma'am.
Nothing was taken
No, ma'am.
from the home? And when I say nothing was taken from the home, is it your understanding nothing was taken from either side of the home, yours or Miss Covington's?
Yes.
Okay. And it didn't look like anything was out of place in the home
No, ma'am.
after this, right? As far as you're aware, Miss Covington didn't have anything of significant value in the home, right?
No.
You didn't grow any marijuana in your home in 2017.
No, ma'am.
Okay. And I think did you testify you had about 3 ounces of usable marijuana in the cupboard?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. Personal use is
Yes.
what that would suggest, of course, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you didn't regularly sell marijuana out of your house to people, did you?
No.
In fact, you actually had a marijuana grow operation at a different area, didn't you?
Yes, ma'am.
And that was in 2017.
Yes, ma'am.
So in June of 2017, you had a separate facility where you kept and grew marijuana, right? And that was public knowledge,
Yes, ma'am.
right? Okay. And it's your understanding that Mr. Evans actually cut grass there.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so as far as you know, Mr. Evans knew about that facility.
Definitely.
Okay, and that facility, it's open to the public for the most part, right?
Yes, ma'am.
It's not like there's a 10-foot barbed wire fence or anything around it, right?
No, ma'am.
So, you know, not to
I understand.
show you any security issues, but, you know, if someone wanted to, they could go into that facility, cut the power lines, break the doors, go right in and have at it with all the marijuana you were growing, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. A lot of people knew about that building in 2017, didn't they?
Yes, ma'am.
And you don't seem like, would you agree with me? You're not exactly a flashy type person who's telling everybody, hey, I got all this weed in my house, I got all this money. That's not your personality, right?
No, we work in the community with Sumter Township. Like, it would have been more known that because I spoke on like the public broadcast station, like things like that. Like, we talked at meetings within the township. Like, it wasn't ever, there's nothing flamboyant because there isn't anything to be flamboyant about.
Understandable. There are other people that grow marijuana in the Sumter Belleville community, right?
Sure they are, yes.
And there were other people that grew marijuana in 2017 in that area, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And within that same area as you, right?
Yes.
In fact, for all you know, your neighbors could have been growing marijuana in their front yard or backyard or basement, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you make it a habit to let strangers come in your house and smoke weed with you?
No.
Okay. Now, can you walk me through going into Miss Covington's home? Okay, it's my understanding you have that first door, and then you have the entrance to her house.
Yes, ma'am.
So once you walk through that first door and you walk to the entrance to her house, what is it that you see?
You're gonna see a wall. You turn left, you walk directly into her kitchen. About 4 more steps from that would lead into the dining room, living room area where the door was shown.
Okay.
Down the hallway would be the bathroom, and then the back part of the hallway would be the bedrooms.
Okay, and so where were the Christmas lights at?
Over the back door.
Okay, so is it true that in order to get to those Christmas lights, you would walk in that front door, the front entrance, and then you'd have to walk into Miss Covington's entrance, and then you'd have to walk by the kitchen that's on the left, and then you'd have to walk through the living room,
Yeah.
and then you'd have to continue and walk by the bathrooms over here.
You'd have
And
to
then it
walk
would be
by the
there.
hallway to get to the bathroom. Once you enter the kitchen, the living room, dining room, kitchen area is like an L shape.
Okay.
You could visibly see
I'm Chris
the
Johnson.
back door from 5 steps inside of the first door.
Okay. About how many steps is it from Miss Covington's entranceway to that back door?
Probably 20.
Okay. And those lights had been up there for a long time?
Yes.
Okay. About how long?
I as long as I can remember them being Egypt and Kyle moving in, I think is when they initially went up. So years.
And when did Egypt and Kyle move in?
I'm not totally positive on the date. It would have been years previous,
Years
like
ago.
maybe 5 or 6 years previous to that.
Do you have any idea how those lights were strung up there?
There's a curtain rod, and they were draped over that, plugged into the wall behind the TV.
Okay, so they were attached to a curtain rod. Is
They
that
were
right?
Laying across it, I believe.
And they were plugged in straight to the wall, or was there an extension cord as well?
It could have been like a computer plug, like a 6 multi-plug, or it could have been plugged straight in. There's a plug on either side of the doorway right there, so you could have plugged on either side.
Nothing further, Judge. Thank you.
Mr. Goldstein?
Mr. Edwards, during the time that you knew Miss Covington, particularly the time that you two occupied the same building, did the name Shandon Groom ever come up in conversation?
No, sir.
I'm going to ask you to take a look at the gentleman seated. I'd be on your left, my right. You ever seen this gentleman before?
Not to my knowledge, sir.
Nothing further.
Ms. Watt?
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon.
Hey, ma'am.
Now, you've indicated that Mr. Evans provided some lawn care. Would that be correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And what did that consist of?
They would maintenance the lawn every week, random pickup. I mean, occasionally in the spring and fall, leaves, normal garden bedding stuff, like normal lawn care.
Okay, so when you say normal lawn care, cutting the grass, picking up leaves, things that would require you to be able to function physically, would that be correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now you've indicated that you were aware that Mr. Evans was in a serious auto accident. Is that fair to say?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you know if he had surgery or if he had any significant injuries from that accident?
I don't know anything about his medical history, ma'am.
Okay, you did say that you saw him using a cane.
I did see him using a cane.
When did you see him using a cane?
It was in that summer, after the fact. I'm not really sure on the date, but he was using a cane that summer.
Okay, and when you say using a cane, he was using a cane to walk, to assist him in walking, correct? And so when you say that it is likely that Mr. Evans worked on your lawn on the day that you were planning to go to the music festival, you don't know that for certain, do you?
I didn't say it was likely. I said it was a possibility.
Okay, but you don't know that for certain. Would that be
I can't remember
correct?
that far back, no, ma'am.
Do you recall who was working on your lawn?
No, I don't. I know Jonathan Warren was there for sure, and I'm not sure who else was there with him.
You've also, you've talked about the fact that you grew marijuana was pretty well known.
Yes,
Would
ma'am.
that be fair to say? And that's in the whole community, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Because you put it on the radio.
No,
Would
we
you
talked
talk
on the
about it
public-
on the radio?
It wasn't on the radio. It was the community access station, like we've talked at our town hall meetings or broadcasts. So, I mean, I've talked multiple times at multiple different events.
Okay, and these events are open to anybody.
Town hall
Anybody can
meetings,
attend.
yes, monthly,
And those are monthly.
yes.
Can I have 1 second, Jim?
Yes, of course.
I think the rest of my questions were actually asked by co-counsel. Thank you. So I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Ms. Shackelford?
Briefly. After Miss Covington was found dead and her body was removed, at some point, did you and Megan Coppick get access to the apartment that she lived in?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and when you went into that apartment, did you notice, were there blood stains or anything indicating where Miss Covington's body had been?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and did you have to do any particular work in that area?
There was a cleaning crew that had to clean up, yes.
All right, did you have to pull out carpet?
Yes.
Judge, I'm just going to object. It's outside the scope of direct.
It's completely
I'm sorry,
within
cross.
the scope, Judge, I'm getting there.
Okay, go ahead and look.
So,
But I'm gonna allow her to ask it anyway, but go ahead.
so those Christmas lights that were on that back door, can you tell me how far that door with those Christmas lights on was from where that big bloody spot where you had to pull out carpet from?
Right in front of it.
Okay, so a foot, 2 feet?
Yeah.
Okay. And you indicated that in 2017 you were doing some construction on your home?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, were you two still living there while you were doing construction?
Yes, ma'am.
Or did you still have a couch and a TV and all of that
Yes,
stuff?
ma'am.
Okay, so people looking in might see a construction site, but they would also see a home.
Yes.
And with respect to Timothy Moore, I know you testified you never met him before.
Yes.
Had you ever seen him before?
Yes.
All right, before Egypt Covington's homicide?
Yes.
Okay, and can you tell me, who did you see him with?
Shane Evans.
All right, and where did you see him?
At their father's, or on Judd Road, which would be Shane's dad's house.
What's
They're
his
driving-
dad's name?
Uh,
You don't know? That's fine. So, had you seen him more than once?
Probably, but not, yes.
Okay. And what kind of dog was Ruby?
She was like a Pomeranian little,
And
small dog.
and just so we're clear, Ruby's dog is whose dog?
Ruby is Egypt's dog.
Nothing further.
Any follow-up, Ms. Joseph?
Just one. You testified that you've seen my client before. When did you see him?
In the vehicle that they got in a car accident in,
Okay. And about when was that?
previous to the car accident.
Okay, so 2015, 2016,
No, like
when?
weeks before.
Okay, so sometime in 2017 then, you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Nothing further.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Mr. Goldstein, Ms. Watt, anything else?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
You can go out with Officer Garcia, and you're free to leave.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Since it's close to 1 o'clock, which is when I said we take a break, just out of curiosity, Ms. Shackelford, who's your next witness?
Judge, I have for the remainder of the day, let me get here. I have Curtis Meadows. I also have Officer Rennie from the Van Buren Police Department. I'm gonna call him over break and get him here.
Okay.
Sergeant McDonald.
Mhm.
And possibly Sergeant Sean Street. And I'm gonna try and drum up a few more to make sure that, well, we'll have 2 hours left, basically, when we
We'll
get
have about
back.
2 hours
Okay,
left.
I'll try and make sure I have enough to get us to 4.
Okay.
I'm sorry, did you say Rennie?
RINI.
Okay,
It's the evidence test.
got it.
So that's that's the extent of the afternoon you think is Meadows, Rennie, McDonald, and Street. Probably. I'm not trying to
Yeah, I'm gonna
stick
try
you to
and,
it.
yeah,
Okay. Okay. Ms. Shackelford, you ready to go ahead and call your next witness?
he's on his way in the building, Judge.
Okay.
And Your Honor, just for tomorrow, are we going to figure out how to get the videos and,
Oh, you know what? I'll, as you,
'cause I'm putting in an interrogation and some videos tomorrow and slides that I'll need to go through with a witness.
well, in my comment is that if it's not on, if you can just do it on I gotta talk to Fred and see if we can get.
You need them now?
Yeah, if you go get him while we're waiting.
I just want to make sure defense counsel can all see it as
Right,
well.
right.
While they're getting their next witness, I have something special. The subject matter is not okay, but it's only going to be for a tiny bit. This is when Judge Boyd was a prosecutor. It's very quick. Just a couple seconds long, actually.
In the charge for
Starting November 1st, the disabled veteran and military
I don't have
points parking
premium on this
program will go
account.
into effect, giving those who are
I have
enrolled a host
premium
of
on my
parking
other
privileges
account.
at the
aggravated sexual assault of a child, this defendant deserves life.
During closing arguments, prosecutors also asked for the maximum punishment on the indecency charge. The victim, who was a 9-year-old.
That was it. That was all we got of. Well, no, that's not all we got. That's all we got in this clip of Judge Boyd, as just a regular lawyer. Uh-oh.
So what is it that is it on a drive? What is it on?
I have it on, I can do it we've got it in 10 million places. I could put it on my hard drive. I don't know if it's possible to connect that. We could bring a laptop over there and just, I have a dongle. We can plug it into we should be able to plug in somewhere.
Come on out, sir. Can you raise your right hand? Solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you'll give in this matter will be the truth, so help you God.
Yes, Your Honor.
Have a seat. Yeah, when I get him, we'll talk about it in a second. Go ahead, Ms. Shackelford.
Good afternoon, sir. Can you state your name, please?
Curtis Ray Meadows III.
Mr. Meadows, I want to take you back to 2017. In 2017, did you know a woman by the name of Egypt Covington?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and can you tell me how it was you knew her?
She was my girlfriend.
And can you tell me in 2017 when you started dating Miss Covington?
Approximately maybe April.
T, do you see what I'm pulling? You wanted to play Hawaii? I got Judge Shackelford as a freaking lawyer. That meant I didn't play. Look, I don't know if you can hear this. Let's see if you can hear another scream.
Not to get gross, but that there was 2 fluids that I would expect to be found.
That's
in the scene of
Hawaii.
rape. That would be.
It's right here.
Or semen.
It's. Oops.
In regards to
Don't
this
say
letter,
that. Don't say that. Did you all hear that? But I found Judge Shackelford as a freaking lawyer. So Hawaii's gonna wait. It's right there, ready.
Okay. Did you know that she had been in a previous relationship with an individual named Kenny Mihalik?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you know Kenny Mihalik?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Had you ever seen or heard anything? Have you ever witnessed any interaction or argument between Miss Covington and Kenny Mihalik?
Argument, yes.
Okay, and can you tell me where that occurred?
That was at the Strawberry Festival, approximately a week prior to her death.
Okay, and can you tell me what was the nature of the argument?
I couldn't tell you. I wasn't a witness to that of what was actually said. Egypt said afterwards is something.
Okay, well, I don't want you to tell me what Egypt said.
Okay.
Okay.
I have no.
But were you present and did you see Mr. Mihalik interact with Miss Covington in any way? Did he approach her?
He approached our group that I was with.
Okay.
Other than that, she intervened. It looks like he was there to approach me, not her.
Okay. And when Miss Covington, you said she intervened, did she direct him away from where you were?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And did you hear anything about the interaction between Miss?
I did not personally hear anything.
Okay. And aside from seeing or witnessing that instance, have you seen or heard any other arguments or disputes between the two of them?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And sir, So in June of 2017, you were in a dating relationship with Miss Covington?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, were there any plans coming up in the future between the two of you?
We were gonna move in together.
Okay, and when you say you're gonna move in together, who was moving to whose location?
I was gonna move in with her in her location, her
Okay.
residence.
And do you know where that residence was?
Yes, it's in Whole Road.
Okay, and was this a duplex?
Yes, ma'am.
And before, well, let me just ask you, in general, in 2017, did you frequent that duplex?
Not frequent, no.
Were you familiar with Stephen Edwards?
Not really, no, ma'am.
Okay. Did you know he lived next door?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
All right. Did you ever interact with him?
No, ma'am. Maybe a high and by, that's the extent.
Okay. And do you know if Egypt had a phone at the time?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do you know if she had more than one phone?
She had a personal and a work phone.
Okay. And do you know what the phone number was for the personal phone?
Yes, ma'am.
What was it?
730-7090.
Okay.
734 area code.
Okay, thank you. And do you recall, sir, permission to approach Your Honor?
You're
Ongoing?
Go ahead.
Okay. It's habit. Sir, I'm going to show you what's marked as People's Proposed 42. Do you recognize this photograph?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you tell me, what's the photograph of?
It's a photo of Egypt looking at her phone.
Okay. And do you know who took this photo?
I did.
All right. And do you know how close in proximity this photo was taken to June 22nd?
It was in May.
Okay, so it would have been in May of 2017?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And do you see something in Miss Covington's hand there?
Her phone.
All right. Was that her personal or work phone?
Personal phone.
All right. And did you see her get a new personal phone after you took this photograph?
No, ma'am.
Did she continue to have this phone?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And this photo accurately depicts the photo you took back in May of 2017?
Yes, ma'am.
Move to admit People's Proposed Exhibit 42.
No objection for exam purposes.
For whatever it's worth. I mean,
Just what?
Same.
And let me ask you, prior to learning of Miss Covington's death, when was the last time you had seen her?
That would have been Thursday morning, the 20th.
Did she stay with you on the night of the 21st?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So on the 22nd of June, did you part ways in the morning?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And this was kind of a new relationship, right?
I mean, yes.
All right. Had you dated previously?
Right. Previously, yes.
Okay. Do you know approximately when you dated previously?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Was it years before 2017?
Yes, ma'am.
And so she leaves in the morning. Did you leave in the morning as well?
Yes, ma'am. To work. We both parted ways to work.
And after you parted ways, did you continue to have any contact with Miss Covington?
We texted and I believe called as well throughout that day.
All right. And so it's kind of a fresh love. Were the two of you texting and talking basically every day?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And when was the last time you communicated with her on June 22nd?
Approximately a little after 10 p.m.
Okay. Was it what,
via text.
through text? Okay. And what was that text about?
Sweet dreams.
All right. And did she respond?
Yes.
All right. And after that, did you go to bed?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. The next morning, did you have any contact with Miss Covington on that day?
Of the 23rd?
Correct. Thank you.
No, ma'am.
All right. Did you attempt to have contact with her on the 23rd?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. When did you start trying to communicate with her?
Approximately quarter after 7 in the morning.
Okay. Did she respond?
No, ma'am.
All right. Did you continue to try and communicate with her throughout that day?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. What did you do on that day?
I went to work.
Okay.
I had a meeting that morning. But I still continued to try to reach out to her, and I went through my normal work day to about 4:30. Then I picked up my daughter and we had a late dinner, or a late Father's Day dinner, sorry.
Okay. Do you know approximately what time you had dinner with your daughter?
I went picked her up, went back to my house, and then went to, probably got there maybe 6:30-ish p.m. at the restaurant.
All right. And after
Six,
you,
yeah.
sorry, is that an approximation?
Yeah, it's approximate.
All right.
Definitely.
And after you have dinner with your daughter, during all of this, while you're at work and while you're having dinner with your daughter, are you texting Miss Covington?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you calling Miss Covington?
Yes, ma'am.
Any response?
No, ma'am.
So after you have dinner with your daughter, what do you do next?
I dropped her off at her mother's house.
And what'd you do from there?
I drove.
Your Honor, I hate to interrupt, but I really don't see the relevance of this, given the nature of the charges here and the timeline that we know the prosecutor's going to present. What is the relevance of all this?
Ms. Shackelford?
Well, Your Honor, I think it's highly relevant. He's indicating that there's no communication with her on the day of the 23rd, which is indicative of something, I'm sure. And then we have him going to the home. He's actually the person who called 911. He's the person who found the body.
Then go ahead and
Thank you.
And move it along to
So-
when he showed up at the house.
So you go to Miss Covington's residence?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and when you get to the residence, what do you do when you get there?
When I pull in the driveway, I noticed that the entrance to the complex doors is wide open, and then as I'm walking up, I see that her door personally had was open maybe 4 or 5 inches, left open or cracked, I guess you could say, open.
All right,
Left
so
yeah.
did you see her car there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you come up, we'll call it the exterior doors wide open, right? And then you see her door cracked.
Yes.
Did you notice if the other door was open or cracked?
No, ma'am.
And so do you go inside the apartment?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and what happens when you go inside the apartment?
Can I take a second?
Yes.
I screamed her name, and her dog Ruby let out a yelp, and I stepped in, and Ruby kind of greeted me during the first step, and turned away quickly, as in to follow me, and by then I followed, and he was into the kitchen, and maybe just another step or two, and into the living room, and that's where Egypt was laying.
Was she responsive at all?
No.
Did you notice if she had any injuries to her?
I could see blood, see, she was tied. And
What was she tied with?
at that time, it was just, I said, decoration lights.
Okay. Christmas lights?
Yeah.
Okay. And after you find her and she's not responsive, sir, I'm sorry, sir, I know these are hard. What did you do next?
I ran out. My phone was left in my personal vehicle. I retrieved that and called 911.
Okay. And did you stay on scene there?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you there when police arrived?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And did you talk to police at the scene?
Yes, ma'am.
1 second, Judge. I have no further questions.
Ms. Joseph?
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Ma'am.
Mr. Meadows, you don't know Timothy Moore, do you?
No, ma'am.
Okay, you've never seen my client anywhere
No, ma'am.
before? You've never heard Miss Covington mention the name Timothy Moore?
No, ma'am.
Vic, I think you described Mr. Moore as someone, the type of people that Miss Covington wouldn't have associated with, right?
Yes, ma'am. I believe I said that.
What time did you arrive at Miss Covington's house?
We're after 7 p.m.
I'm sorry, was that 7:15?
Yeah, right.
Okay. And what time did Van Buren Police Department arrive?
I don't. Within minutes.
Okay. Did you have the key code to Miss Covington's front door?
She told me, but I didn't recall. I think maybe weeks prior we were going somewhere. She told me as I had to pick something up, but I don't recall it.
And it was your intention to move in with Miss Covington very shortly, or soon around the time of her death, right?
I still had a couple months left on my lease.
And when you walked into Miss Covington's home, the TV was still on, right?
I don't recall that, ma'am.
There was some marijuana sitting on the table in the living room. Do you recall that?
No, ma'am.
Do you recall if there was a curtain rod hanging up over the back door?
Ma'am.
The night of June 22nd, 2017, were you by yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
And where were you at?
At home.
And at what time did you arrive home that night?
I went right after work, so maybe 5:30 p.m.
Okay. And did you stay at home all night?
I left to go get Chinese food.
And what city did you get Chinese food in?
Like half a mile down the road.
Did you go anywhere else that night?
No, ma'am.
Ms. Shackelford asked you some questions about the Strawberry Festival and the argument that you witnessed between Miss Covington and Kenny. That was a week before Miss Covington's death, right?
I believe it was a week, yes, ma'am.
And it's your understanding that Kenny knew that you were going to be moving in with Miss Covington, right?
I believe so.
And was that decided right around the time of the Strawberry Festival?
I couldn't tell you.
Isn't it true that you thought that Kenny was stalking Miss Covington?
I wouldn't say stalking is the word I used.
Would you agree that you thought he was following her around?
No.
No? Okay. So if you told police officers that he was following her around and showing up multiple times unannounced during your statement, would that be accurate?
I didn't say multiple times. He did show up at my residence once.
And that time that he showed up at your residence, that was to check on her sunroof to see if it was because it was raining, right?
That's what I was told.
But you agree that he did show up unannounced on at least one occasion where Miss Covington was at.
He was there, yeah.
Okay, so he showed up and he was uninvited. He wasn't invited to your house that day, right?
He didn't show up at my house. He was in the parking lot.
Okay, so he showed up at the parking lot of your house near her car, but he was uninvited that day, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're aware that Kenny helped take care of her dog,
Yes, ma'am.
right? And you're aware that he had been to her house quite a few times during that time frame in 2017, right?
Yes, ma'am.
In your conversations with Ms. Covington about moving in with each other, was there anything that you talked about with her that she or you wanted to change about the house?
I don't recall. I mean, other than just straight like tidying up, we didn't make no renovation plans, I guess.
Okay, and the house in general usually had quite a few things kind of laying out, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did you and Miss Covington joke about the fact that she had some Christmas lights hanging up year round?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so it was never something you and her talked about, maybe taking down or moving or cleaning up? Nothing further, Judge.
Mr. Goldstein?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Watt, anything?
I just have a few questions. Good afternoon, Mr. Bennett.
Good afternoon.
Now, you indicated that the last text that you exchanged with Ms. Covington was around 10 o'clock p.m.?
Roughly.
Okay, and you sent her the text or she sent you the text?
I think we were going back and forth. Like I said, I went and got Chinese, and after I ate, I basically said I was going to bed.
Okay, and is it your testimony that she responded to your saying you were going to bed?
Yes, ma'am.
And what was her response, if you recall?
Well, I said nighty-night. She said sweet dreams.
Okay. And so then you've indicated there's a period of time where there's no texting or calling between you, correct?
Correct.
And then you go to her home the following morning. You've indicated at about 7:15.
Excuse me. I didn't go to her at 7:15 p.m.
PM. I'm sorry. You went to her home at 7:15 p.m.
Friday the 23rd.
Friday the 23rd. Sorry about that. That's what I meant to say. And when you arrive at the home, you've indicated that the first door is open, wide open.
Yes, ma'am.
And how do you open that first door? Is that with a key or with a code?
I believe it's never closed.
Okay, so it's your
From
I'm sorry.
From the few times I was there, it was always been open. The main entrance to the duplex, double door, but individual doors.
It's always open? Is that your
As far as
testimony?
I recall, yes.
Okay, so you don't recall there being any mechanism on that door for locking or putting in a code?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And you've indicated that you walk in and the door to her section of the duplex is ajar. Would that be fair to say?
Yes.
And is that the door that you need the key, that you need a code to open?
Yes, ma'am.
Correct?
Yes.
Now, you've described to us what you observed when you entered the residence. I'm not going to ask you to describe that again, but do you know how long it took you to make those observations?
Seconds.
Seconds?
Split second.
And then it's your testimony that you leave the duplex and you immediately go to your car.
As I'm exiting, I do almost a half knock on the duplex to the neighbor's duplex. And as I was doing it, in my thought, I was probably said, yeah, honestly, they're dead too. And in my mind, I was thinking that like something happened to them and I ran to my vehicle. So yeah, I might have maybe a half second as I stopped out her entrance of her duplex.
And then it
Ran to my truck.
Okay. So you knock, but you don't gain entry to that duplex across the hall.
I don't believe I even knocked.
Okay. All right, and so then you go to your car and do you immediately call the police?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, you've also described where you were present at the Strawberry Festival, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you've indicated that Kenny does he try to approach you?
Yes, I believe he was approaching me
Okay, why do you say that?
because he was engaging eye contact with me and no one else. Even though Egypt was kind of off to the side, he approached in my direction before Egypt stood up.
Okay, so he was walking towards you. Would that
Correct.
be fair to say?
Yes, ma'am.
And then did she get in between the two of you?
I mean, I stayed sitting down. She just stood up and intervened really quickly, and she escorted him or, walked him to a different area of the tent, you would say.
Okay, so she gets up from her seated position and takes him to another location.
Yes, ma'am.
And so were you able to observe or see what was going on between the two of them at the other location?
No, ma'am.
Did you see him after he had been escorted to the other location? Did you ever have any contact with him again after that?
No, ma'am.
The Strawberry Festival, there's a lot of people there. Is it pretty crowded?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. This gentleman that approached you, he didn't come there with you, did he?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So you're at a Strawberry Festival. Are there hundreds of people there, thousands of people?
I would say hundreds for sure.
Okay, there are
Maybe
hundreds
1,000.
of people
Yeah.
there. And when is the first time that you see this person approaching you?
How long was I there before he approached?
Yes.
20, 30 minutes.
So you're at this festival for approximately 20 to 30 minutes, and then does he just show up and start walking towards you? Is that pretty much how it happened?
He knew I was there. I believe when I went to, I know when I bought some refreshments, he was with a group of acquaintances we both know, and I was talking with them, and I noticed him off in the corner, and we locked eyes. I bought my refreshments, and then I sat down with the people I was there with, and then from there, maybe 20 minutes or so.
Okay, so let me make sure I understand this. You initially see him in a different location
Same.
other than the area where he approached you?
50 feet,
Okay.
30 feet.
So you see him approximately 50 feet away. You make eye contact.
I mean, yeah, we made eye contact.
You didn't say anything to him. He didn't say anything to
No, ma'am.
you. You then go to sit down,
I
and then he comes over to where you are and starts walking towards you. Would that be fair to say?
say so, yes, ma'am.
You've described did you have an encounter with him when he showed up in the parking lot, or
No, ma'am.
you were not there?
No, I was there. I noticed him out my window.
Okay,
There was nothing said or words. I don't believe he even knew I'd seen him.
okay. What did you notice him doing out your window?
The time I seen, he just looked in the vehicle, then got in his vehicle and took off.
Are you speaking of Miss Covington's vehicle?
Yes, ma'am.
He was looking inside of her vehicle?
I believe, or glaring at it. I mean, I don't know if he was peering in. He was just looking at it at the time I seen him, and then just turned around and got into his vehicle.
Had you given him your address or where you live?
No, ma'am.
Had you had contact with him on any other occasions other than the two that you described?
No, ma'am.
And when was it that he came to your parking lot? If you recall.
I couldn't recall.
Okay, was it 2017?
If I'd say something, it'd be, I believe so. It wasn't any times. It was months, maybe. He just, I don't really, or a couple months, I don't recall.
Okay. All right, I have no further questions.
Ms. Shackelford, anything else for this witness?
No, Your Honor.
You can go with, Officer Garcia and you're free to leave. Ms. Shackelford, your next witness, is it Officer Rennie?
No, Your Honor. Before I call him, I'm going to call, yes, I'm going to call Sergeant Craig McDonald.
Okay.
Excuse me, Your Honor. My client actually has a medical condition, so he needs to go to the.
Yeah, no, that's totally fine. Ken? You actually, since you're seated, we're all social distance. If you want to take it off, you can. It's your preference.
What, has he been sworn in? Judge?
He has.
Okay, thank you. Sir, can you state your name and employment capacity for me?
Yes, ma'am. My name is Detective Sergeant Craig McDonald. I'm a detective with the Michigan State Police.
Okay, and have you been involved in the investigation that we're here in court about today?
Yes.
Okay, and specifically, Sergeant McDonald, did you have contact and interview an individual by the name of Nicole Dillard?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and can you tell me, where did that interview take place?
It took place at her residence in Toledo, Ohio. Address is 671 Door Street.
No further questions.
Joseph, anything?
Just briefly, and good afternoon. Sergeant McDonald, did you play a role in providing information to the FBI for some cell phone analysis?
Yes.
Okay, and it's my understanding you gave certain location information to the FBI for cell phone analysis, right?
I wouldn't say my function was to give that information. I mean, I was in the middle of the investigation of that information. It may have literally gone through my email to the FBI agent. That's about the best I can tell you there.
Okay. Did you give the FBI agent a certain Judd Road address?
Again, I may have. There was a Judd Road address that was involved in his analysis, and it may have passed through my email to him. I work with him on a daily basis, so I do talk to him frequently.
And is it typical for you to give him certain locations and then him to use the locations that you give him?
I guess so, for various purposes, sure.
Okay. And is it common when you're engaging in this cell phone analysis reports that he creates, is it common for you to give him the locations where you think things happened at?
Not to him, not that portion. There's other things we would do with the location we think something happened at before it would go to him.
Okay. If he's going to create a cell phone analysis report, though, is it you who gives him the locations where, for example, an alleged crime scene would occur?
Usually that's it's going to come from, some source, like say a phone company, from phone records. Now I may obtain those records and then give the records to him for the analysis.
I think what you're asking is, does he go to ping it, or is it backwards? That they pull am I correct? Is you pull the records and see if that location is on there? It's not like hypothetically, in this instance, if a phone number it's on whether it came off of a tower that was near that location.
That is one mechanism, Your Honor, is, if we look
I don't know if that's what you're asking.
One of the questions, so yes.
I apologize. What question am I answering?
You're answering
I was just answering
I thought I could help, but apparently I can't.
So my question is, Sergeant, do you give the FBI members involved in the cell phone analysis, do you give them the address where the alleged suspect would reside?
No, not typically. I wouldn't provide him that. Actually, a lot of times we're hoping he's going to be able to provide that to us.
Okay. In this case, did you provide him with that?
I can say I did not.
Okay. Nothing further.
No questions, Your Honor.
Ms. Watt, anything?
I just have a few questions. Good afternoon, Detective.
Good afternoon.
Okay, so just so that we're clear, did you initiate contact with the FBI, or did they contact you?
No, I would be safe to say I or we as a team initiated that contact.
Okay, and when you initiated that contact with them, what was the purpose of your initiating the contact with them?
to have him do a professional analysis of the call detail records and or other, geolocation information that we had.
Okay, so what you give them is the call detail records, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and then from those call detail records, you ask them to create the map.
Yes,
We'll just call it the map. Would
that's
that be
correct.
fair to say?
That is very fair to
And
say.
then is that what you did in this case?
Yes.
And so when you give them that call record, do you direct their attention to any particular calls or telephone numbers?
They're gonna have the number of the device, right? The
Yes.
original device that we start with and or devices. I guess in a way, we're directing them to that number.
Okay. And then would it be fair to say that once you direct them to that number, they use that number to basically create the map? Is that correct?
I wouldn't say that's correct, ma'am. If I could, the information that he is mapping, we'll call it, is already there, right? So
Yes.
in the case of a phone device, when we receive those call detail records, all the information is provided by the phone company to us. And, merely, it might be me, I'm merely playing middleman between the phone company and the expert. So I get that information in the form of those call detail records. I give those to, in this case, Special Agent Neil Gavin, who does his analysis that, includes the mapping portion.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. You don't make the map. You don't create the map. The agent does that, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Anything else, Ms. Shackelford?
Just two. So Special Agent Gavin, you indicated that you work closely with him.
Yes,
Are you on a task force?
I am. I currently assigned to the FBI's Violent Gang Task Force in Detroit, so I work with the FBI agents on a daily basis. He's on our task force as well.
Okay. And aside from call detail records that would be provided, in this instance, do you know, was geofence data returns also provided to Special Agent Gavin?
Yes, it was.
Okay. I have no further questions.
Officer, there you are.
I just have
Go ahead.
one last question. So in your providing the geofence information to Mr. Gavin, you, at that time, didn't you tell him, when the alleged date of this homicide was?
I would assume so, yes. I'm sure we told him the offense date.
Okay, and didn't you tell him around the approximate time that you thought it occurred?
Yes, we would have.
Okay, and didn't you tell him about the different phone numbers of the individuals that you thought were suspects?
Probably through those detail records. I guess that's a yes.
So you specifically actually give Special Agent Gavin the call records and you say, look, we think it happened on this date between this time and we think these are the phones involved, right?
It doesn't really go that way. I mean, we got the dates per the records. We're going to give him dates to bracket and look at, but he's usually going to go, probably whatever the records give, he'll look at. Yes, we're going to have a time frame that we're focused on. He's going to do both, typically, I suppose.
So, and I'm not asking what he's going to do. I'm asking you specifically, tell him, we think it happened around 11:45 on June 22nd, 2017, right?
Okay.
Is that what you do? You give him that
I wouldn't give him
right?
such a specific. I would generally give him a date. Let's look at that day, and then we're going to look at times prior and after, of course. I don't know about an exact time.
And that the geofence you spoke of, was that for a specific time?
The geofence again is going to be for a specific, maybe not an exact minute, right? It's going to be a block of time.
And that block of time in this case, it was originally only requested for a 5-minute time period, right?
That I don't have enough information to answer for you. I didn't do that particular request.
Okay, nothing further.
Anything else?
No, Your
Officer
Honor.
Garcia? Next, and you're free to go, Sergeant.
Renee, will go.
Are we doing Officer Rennie next?
Yes. And did you, on that day, were you alone or with a partner? Your name and employment capacity for the record, please.
Michael Reaney, Sergeant, Van Buren Township Police Department.
And were you working in that capacity back in 2017?
At that time, I was a patrol officer.
Okay. And sir, do you recall being called to a scene at 45576 Hull Road?
I do.
All right. And do you know approximately what time you would have arrived at that location?
I believe it's approximately 7:40, 7:45 p.m.
Okay. And on that day, were you alone or with a partner?
I don't specifically recall. I know we were training new people. I don't recall if I was working in the capacity as an FTO or by myself.
So when you get to the location, what's the nature of that call?
Officers were originally dispatched there for a female that was located inside the residence, deceased.
And did you enter that location?
I did.
And let me ask you, sir, did you have any training with respect to evidence collection?
I do. I'm a certified evidence technician.
And you have a procedure or protocol you go through when you collect evidence?
Correct.
When you went to this location on Hull Road at that day, were you there to collect evidence?
I was.
All right. And did you follow your procedure and protocols for evidence collection?
I did.
All right. Sir, did you also, either you or while you were present, another officer take photographs of the scene as you found it upon arrival?
Yes.
Right. Approaching with people's proposed 18 through 28. Sir, can you take a moment to just look through these photographs and tell me if you recognize what's in them?
It was inside of the location that we were dispatched to for the deceased female.
Okay, and all these proposed 18 through 28, do they accurately represent the scene as you saw it on that day?
They do.
All right, move for admission of people's proposed 18 through 28.
Oh, no objection for exam purposes.
Same, Your Honor.
Same, Your
It's admitted for exam purposes.
So I just want to go through these with you real briefly, okay? What am I looking at in people's 18?
That was just inside the front door, I believe, as you entered the residence.
Okay, so that's what you see when you enter? Okay. And I'll just publish as we go, Your Honor. And in people's 19, what am I looking at there?
Upon entering the residence to the left was the kitchen area, and that's right as you step inside, past the front door.
Okay, so that wall that's in the prior exhibit is kind of part of this wall that we see in the corner of that photo?
Correct.
All right, and then we see the kitchen, and then past the kitchen, what do we see back there?
A little dining area where there's a table,
All right, and that's to the left on the photo, and to the right, what would be to the right?
the living room area.
And in people's 20 is just another photo of the kitchen area,
Correct.
and in 21.
The dining area, the dining room table.
And in people's 20, do you notice that there's a cabinet open in that kitchen area?
I do.
And in People's 22, what room is that we're looking at?
That's the living room area.
Okay, and do you see the decedent in that photograph?
I do,
All right, and does it appear that she's bound in some manner?
yes.
And what does it appear she's bound with?
A white strand of Christmas lights,
And is this what it looked like when you walked in?
yes.
And again, in 23, is this just another angle of that living room?
Correct.
And in 24, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to get in your space too much. It's
You're
okay.
fine.
In 24 and 25, what are these photos of?
24 and 25 are both closer up shots of the deceased. 24 is a little bit further away, focusing on the back side of the deceased female where her hands are bound behind her back with the Christmas lights.
Okay, and in 25, is that just a close-up of the binding?
Correct.
And in 26 and 27, are these also just photographs of the decedent as she was found?
Correct.
And last one, in 28, was there any evident injuries that you saw when you saw the decedent in that room?
There was trauma to the head.
And is this what we're looking at in 28?
Correct.
Sir, when you,
I'm sorry, I know you made a motion on 19. I don't think that you made a motion on all.
I thought she did on all of them.
Oh, did you do on all of them?
If I did,
My
Your Honor.
misunderstanding, my misunderstanding.
if I didn't, I'd move to admit 18 through 28.
Third admitted.
Sir, while you were at that location, you indicated that you also collected some evidence?
Correct.
All right, and do you have a specific recollection of any evidence that you collected?
I've reviewed the report briefly. There were several items inside the residence that were taken for evidence purposes.
Let me ask you, did you find any evidence that a firearm had been shot in that room?
There was.
All right, and what was it?
There was an empty shell casing.
Okay, and was that taken into evidence?
It was.
And, sir, when you're picking up items and putting them in evidence, do you wear gloves?
I do.
And, did you see any marijuana in that, apartment?
There was a small amount in the apartment. I'd have to refer to the report exactly where, but there were small amounts throughout the apartment.
All right, when you say small amounts, just because that might mean different to different people, like a gram, a dime bag, or?
Roughly, I'd have to refer to the report. I don't recall. It wasn't any large amounts to my recollection.
Okay. I don't actually. I'm gonna move on. Did you also collect, let me ask you, at some point while you're at the scene, does the medical examiner come to the scene?
Yes.
And while the medical examiner's there, was the binding on the decedent's wrist, those Christmas lights removed?
Yes, by the medical examiner.
All right, and after they were removed, what did you do anything with the lights?
They were placed into a evidence bank.
And did you follow protocol when you collected those?
Yes.
And approaching, Your Honor, with People's Proposed 41, the service has gone through. What I'm looking at here, this is their packaging. Do you want me to open this and show you what's inside?
You can.
I don't want to touch it. And when you package these, can you tell me a little bit, is this packaging I'm looking at right now your packaging?
It is.
Oh, it is?
Yes, this is from when I packaged the evidence and placed it into our property
Okay.
at our station.
Okay, and, oh, okay, there we go. And this is an item that you would have put into property. What's in here?
Without, if I look at the front, it would probably be Christmas light strands from the wrist of the victim.
And you collected these according to whatever protocol you learned when you went to training to be an evidence technician?
Correct.
And from there, ultimately, were these lights sent in for forensics?
I can't stay, I would assume so, but once
Okay.
I packaged them, placed them in the property, I had no other involvement.
That makes sense. But when you put them in that bag, would you have sealed it? And would it have been put into some sort of evidence locker or an evidence room?
Yes.
And Your Honor, I'd move for admission of People's Proposed Exhibit 41, which is the Christmas lights.
Any objections, Ms. Joseph?
None for exam purposes.
No, Your Honor.
Fine. It's admitted.
Sir, you indicated that you had collected a small amount of marijuana that you had seen in the apartment. If you saw your report, would it help refresh your recollection
Yeah, I'd have to.
as to what was collected?
I'd have to refer the report for that.
If you can take it, don't read off the report, just take a moment to review it and let me know when you're ready.
See that we collected a marijuana smoking pipe that was on the scene.
Okay, in addition to so you collected a shell casing, right? Christmas lights, a marijuana smoking pipe. Did you also collect what appears to be a couch cushion?
Yes.
All right, and did you notice anything of evidentiary value with respect to that couch cushion?
It appeared that there was, bullet had been fired through that couch cushion.
I don't think I have any more. I just want to see that for 1 second. Did you also collect a black iPhone with a brown case and charger?
Yes.
All right, and was that put into evidence?
Yes.
And would you agree with me that you collected multiple other items that may or may not have had evidentiary value?
Correct. There were several items that were collected that day.
I need 1 second. No further questions.
Ms. Joseph?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
There were some individuals who were at the scene before you arrived, right?
Correct.
And there was at least one of Curtis Meadows who called 911 and some officers as well, right?
The other officers were originally dispatched there. I was requested to make that scene to assist with evidence collecting duties and processing the scene.
How many officers were there before your arrival?
I'm not sure.
Would you say at least 2?
Most likely. Probably 2 people would have been dispatched to that call originally.
Did you see other officers on scene?
I did.
Okay, how many officers about did you see on scene?
I'd have to refer to a report.
Okay. And it's your understanding that those officers had already been inside of the home before you arrived on scene, right?
Correct.
I'm not sure if you mentioned training, if what you said during direct, but did you say that you were in training or you were training someone?
It's possible that I could have been training somebody. I was a field training officer for our department. I can't recall if I had a new person with me that day or not.
And if you were training someone, would there be records that you were training someone?
Yes,
And where would those records be?
at our department.
Okay. And would you indicate that in your report?
Not necessarily, because for that I was requested just for processing, so it's what I did. They would have had no involvement in my actions at that time.
When you're training someone, do you allow them to have hands-on experience?
Not in a situation like that where it's something that you need to be trained in to collect evidence.
Okay. But you don't recall if you were training someone, so here today, you can't tell us whether you were training someone and whether that person did or did not assist in your evidence collection, right?
No, I just told you that they would not have, if I was, they would not have assisted.
You also said you don't remember if there was, if you were training someone that day, right?
Hello,
Correct.
my love.
Okay, so you don't actually remember if you were training someone and if they were there, and they were there if they helped you, right?
I don't know how else I can tell you that that's not what I stated.
Okay, but your testimony is that you don't know if you were training someone that day,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
Okay. There was some marijuana that was found on a table near the Miss Covington's body, right?
I'd have to refer to report for that.
Would you like to look at People's Exhibit 22? I don't know if you have those. I don't have copies, but. So taking a look at that picture, and that's a picture you took, right?
I don't believe I took the photographs,
Okay, but you saw the scene that day and it looked like that, right?
to the best of my recollection, yes.
And there's some marijuana on that table in the living room, right?
On the red table,
Yes.
I see a marijuana, what I believe is the marijuana pipe. I don't specifically see marijuana.
You don't see any marijuana there.
So there might be some ashes or residue. Nothing I can make out.
I'm so sorry, guys. I got lost in the clip, and we went over a little bit. I couldn't help it. I was watching the clip today. I really was. Anyway, thank you so much for coming out. We're going to continue with Judge Shackelford as not a judge tomorrow. I really appreciate you guys coming out. Beck, I love you forever and ever. I'm going to set up OJ now, and I'll see some of you there, and I'll see the rest of you tomorrow. Thank you, guys. See ya.
Well, I thought I'd write a happy song. I found a chat room where I belong. You don't know how much it means to me. With such a groove, I'm less lonely. Oh, Kathy's the creator. She's leading the way. At court vibes, we laugh and we stay. Her smile shines bright. She's got that grace. Come join the fun. It's a welcoming place. I can count on distraction from my pain, 'cause this creator takes you there and back again. Kathy is the heart here, always in stride. Her work is hard, but her joy she can't hide. Oh, Kathy's the creator. She's leading the way. At court vibes, we laugh and we stay. Her style is classy. She's always top shelf. Don't take my word. Come and see for yourself. Her cases are new with a twist or two. I really like them. I believe you will too. A little lifeline passed along in rhyme. Why don't you join us? It's a guaranteed good time.